Today I'm going to talk about PowerLessShell plus MaliciousMacroMSBuild to catch some shells. Just a reminder, you can find the original post on my blog, link in the description, along with any referenced links and source code. While I haven't used it recently, I wanted to share my brief walkthrough of using PowerLessShell with MaliciousMacroMSBuild. I started this post in late 2018, but I just got around to catching up on it and finishing the post. That said, you can find these tools in their respective GitHub repositories. I was also waiting for some engagements to end, but I haven't used this recently enough for it to affect my work. I'm not certain if I really needed to use both tools at the same time, but no defenses that I ran up against caught me. First, I created a reverse HTTPS resource script. This is a step that I should do more often as it makes life so much easier. Next, I generated my ROM interpreter payload and saved it to a file. First, using MaliciousMacroMSBuild, I created a malicious VBA file with the raw shellcode payload. As you can see, I now had an obfuscated VBA file that I could embed into a document. Next, using PowerLessShell, I created a CS_proj file that contained my raw payload. As you can see, this was a basic MS-build project with my encoded payload and no references to PowerShell.exe. The next step was to combine the PowerLessShell CS_proj into the M3G VBA file. First, I converted the original CS_proj into a base64 encoded string. Next, I replaced the obfuscated CS_proj inside of the VBA file. This is the reverse base64 variable that you can see below. As you can see, I just replaced the existing variable with my encoded PowerLessShell. Quick note, you need to break the obfuscated variable into multiple lines, which I'll cover in the next section. With my malicious payload created, it was time to add a macro to my Word document. First, I created a new macro in my blank document. Next, I pasted the contents of my modified VBA file into the macro editor. After pasting the VBA, I fixed my encoded CS_proj variable so that it appended the string over multiple lines. With my macro created, I saved it and saw the new methods in my document. Finally, I saved the entire document as a docm file and sent it to my victim. With my malicious document created, I started up my reverse HTTPS handler. When I opened the document on my target, I received a warning about enabling macros. This was expected as I wasn't creating any sort of macro security zero-day bypass or anything like that. When I enabled macros, the document loaded and I caught a reverse shell on my attacker's system. As an added bonus, I scanned the file using Malwarebytes and it came back clean. While this is an older toolkit, I can confirm that this method can still create viable malicious documents. It was probably not necessary to use both of these tools at the same time, but it was nice to not need PowerShell.exe for execution. Let me know if you want me to try any newer tools or have any suggestions for creating malicious documents. In the meantime, don't forget to check out this recommended video for you, or click that subscribe button to help me grow the channel. And don't forget to click on the original blog link and check out everything over there.